program is part of the Scene Project's podcast network. The Scene Project features interviews with independent musicians, comedians, and artists from across the Midwest. Become part of our community and support local art wherever you are.
Dreams filling our hands, begging to be solved, remembering the lives we've lived before, searching for answers out in the void. We're all just restless girls and boys, looking for keys to open the door. Time's everlasting, time never lasts. Seconds slipping from my grasp, holding you closer, holding our breath. Observing the march of time as the present quickly fades into our past. Swimming in circles now and we can't get out and we can't get off this ride. A vessel is tossing in the waves. Step up the shadows, no need to hide. Our future is rising with the tide. The only thing we need to be is brave. Time's everlasting, but time never lasts. Quite as long as we wanted to. Watching seconds slipping from my grasp, holding you closer, holding our breath. Observing the march of time as the present quickly fades into our past.
Well, welcome into another exciting episode of The Scene. I am your host, Bubba Starts, and tonight it is our Midwest Original Music Organization meetup with our special guest tonight, my good friend, Jesse McAllister. Jesse, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, well, this is a fun time. These are a little bit different than our other episodes. It's not just a straight interview. We actually have you on because you are an expert in the industry. You're an award-winning songwriter, and we wanted to bring you on so that you could answer questions for some of the other artists that are out there struggling with their songwriting careers and bring some answers to a few of their questions maybe. So are you up for that?
I'm up for it.
Well, before we get too far into the question and answers, I want to suggest that everybody tap into our YouTube channel. If you're watching on Facebook or one of the other streams, the Scene Project's YouTube channel is where we will see your comments. You'll be able to ask questions to Jesse, and he will answer them for you here. We hope that you subscribe while you're over there. You like this video and obviously share it with other musicians out there in the world that could gain some insight from what Jesse has to offer. And I think that's where I want to start, Jesse. So I would love to give you the floor for a few minutes here and have you deliver a little bit of your backstory and some of your credentials as an award-winning songwriter.
Well, I've been writing about 10 years. When I first started, I didn't really have any help. I just started looking at how songs were structured, like most of the songs I liked. And then I met she's passed away, but a songwriter and a poet, Mary Palermo, I think that's how she says her name, or used to say her name. But anyway, she took me under her wing and kind of helped me. And that's where I kind of started branching out with the poetry and songwriting. And when I first started, I struggled for about a year or two. And I about give up on it, and I stuck with it, and just kept, trying to get better and better and better, and I started recording songs. I guess about 3 years into it, and then we'd go to Nashville and record a few and stuff, and then kind of branched out from there, and then I met a lot of wonderful people that are singer songwriters, and I've worked with a bunch of people, and then I wrote a song about veteran suicides, not thinking about getting an award with it for the ISSA, the International Singer Songwriters Association in Atlanta, and I would get an award for that one. That was the biggest award that I've won, and I've won a bunch of smaller awards here and there. And but a friend of mine, I've just posted the lyrics on Facebook, and because it really bothered me that as a veteran, 20 veterans a day, commit suicide on average. And so I wrote that song. I put the lyrics out there, and a friend of mine, Ricky Davis, he said, we need to get this song out there. So he sang it and composed it and produced it. And then they said we were up for award in Atlanta. I said, well, cool. And I knew a lot of music people in the industry, so I thought, well, I'll just go down there and meet everybody. And then he said, and then they called his name. We won an award for that. I was like, there's thousands and thousands of people that are members, and I thought we just won an award. that was the biggest one for a song that I didn't even think about getting an award for. But I enjoy it, and then if it can help people, make them feel better about themselves or give them inspiration. I try to write a lot of inspirational songs, a lot of spiritual songs, and then I'm always trying different genres out. As a writer, I'm not like painted into a corner where I can only do certain songs or certain genres. But that's where I'm at.
Yeah, fantastic, Jesse. It's so awesome to hear about your songwriting journey. And you got a little bit later of a start to it than I think most people would assume. That probably has a little bit to do with you not necessarily being an artist yourself and chasing a dream from a young age. I know you got a couple of boys that are out there performing pretty regularly, and they're doing a lot in the music. You want to shout out the boys real quick and talk a little bit about what they're up to?
Yes. Huge shout out to Connor and Shane, my two boys. They're attending the University of Georgia now, and one's studying to be a music major, and they've been singing in chorus or something ever since they were like in elementary school. And we've known a lot of friends that have kind of guided them and got them started. And now they're singing with the University of Georgia. And
go Dogs!
Go Dogs! Have to throw that in there, of course. But they're doing really well. And actually, I started to give up when Shane was about he started like trying to come up with his own songs. They're really gifted as far as musically and stuff. And then so I can help him. And I've always had a bunch of music friends, and mostly up here in South Carolina, a lot of bluegrass friends. So I've been around music forever, and so have the kids. And then I tried for about a year or two, and then when Shane was about I guess about 9, he said, just keep at it, Daddy. When I'm like 13, I'll be able to help you. So I almost gave up, but if it wasn't for Shane, I would have gave up. But I stuck with it, and sure enough, he's helped me with a lot of songs. He's a really great pianist, and he helps me with a lot of melodies for my songs. Any ideas, I'll just sing them to him and then let him come up with melodies and stuff. Really gifted.
That's incredible. I think a lot of parents inspire their kids and are there to help and to have Shane at such an early age be like, don't worry, Dad, I'm going to grow up and I'm going to help you. That's pretty awesome. And there's not a lot of dads who really take that to heart either. So I think that shows the kind of man that you are to, not just kind of pat your young boy on the head and say, oh, sure, buddy, whatever you say. But it seems like you've constantly been an inspiration to the boys. And I'm sure to see them now going out, singing in the, chorus at the college, and not a small community college either.
No.
That in itself is worthy of recognition, and it's really awesome to see your boys out there. And I know they mean the world to you. I know you were just down there recently. I know they were home for Thanksgiving, obviously, and spending some time around the house. Have you guys written a lot of songs together over the years, or is there just more to come?
More to come. But that song, There Was a Time, actually, me and Shane started working on that one when he was probably in middle school, I guess. And then I never really did anything with it. And then the orphanage in in South Africa, Uganda, they were needing a Christmas song. I thought, I'll send them this song, and then they redid it for us. And that he came up with the melody for that when he was really young, and then we had it recorded in Nashville. And I let him sit down with the producer and said, "Here's the melody that we want," And he was really young, but
talk about that process a little bit, because I know that, some of the people that watch this show are living in Nashville, but some of us aren't. I've been to Nashville just the one time here recently to cover the Josie Music Awards, but I've never been in that songwriting space and cutting a record down there. So tell me a little bit about that process. I'd love to know more.
I really enjoyed it, and I got a lot of pointers from our producers. But streaming and all that, you don't really make any music. So as much as I hated to, I started switching over to just doing my own stuff with AI, doing demos with that, because I was spending hundreds of dollars, and probably by the time I went down there and stayed a few days in Nashville, I'd probably wind up spending about $1,000 and stuff. But I enjoyed going to Nashville, but like I said, if you're not making $1,000 off of a song, now if I was making $1,000 off of a song, I'd be happy just breaking even and paying people. But I switched over to doing most of my demos myself and then pitching them to people.
Now, are you taking them down there and paying session musicians to perform the songs that you've written and doing all of that? Are you performing any of the parts yourself, or what was kind of your process like?
Well, I would write the songs, and then I'd get Shane to come up with melodies, and then I would let them come up. They would actually sing and perform the music and with actual people and stuff, and then we would pay them. And there's plenty of people doing session work and stuff. At the time there was, anyway. I don't know about the industry now, because it's really getting hard for anybody to make money. Even if you're touring, it's hard to make money, as you probably well know. I enjoyed it. I just wish there was some way, as all of us as writers, singers, performers, could get our money back. And streaming's kind of put a hurting on that.
Oh, it's completely killed the industry, which I don't know if that's what they set out to do, when Spotify and the major record labels kind of got in cahoots together. And there's a reason it's run like it is. It makes a lot of money for a very few bunch of people, and it really turned all of us independent artists into the marketing side of the majors, right? No longer do they have to go out there and to promote their big artist. They have the deal with Spotify. All of the independent artists drive their listeners to Spotify, and then they get fed the top 40 or whatever, the labels want them to hear. So as far as that goes, it probably saved them some money in payola with some of the radio stations, right, which those are all owned by mostly large conglomerates, whether it's iHeart or Clear Channel. It doesn't matter. The industry really just got too big. When the industry was good is when you had all of the independent labels in the 60s and 70s and even into the 80s is when things started to maybe turn, and you were losing some of the independent labels. But it was people, because they were able to find, whether it was A&R or somebody just falling in their laps. But a guy like Tom Petty was found because the producer and the owner of Shelter Records was like, we're got to get this guy in. And that was a process. He had some great songs, but they pretty much moved. So I worked with the producer on that first record. My good friend, Max. Max was an amazing individual, but he had kind of fallen ass backwards into Leon Russell's studio in Oklahoma as a teenager. And from there started working. Well, the owner of Shelter Records, his name's evading me right now, signed Leon and bought that studio. And that's when they moved that studio from Oklahoma out to the Sunset Strip in Los Angeles. He actually tore that studio down and moved it out to LA, and then spent the next 30 years out there making music with Joe Cocker and Leon and Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. And the stories Max would tell would blow your mind. But he was right in the thick of it. But none of that happens without the forethought of someone believing in it. And they believed in it because, sure, there was money to make with radio and certain things. But over time, as all things do, it becomes corrupted. And money corrupts all in this. The music industry is no different than any other. So it was unfortunate that we have lost a lot of that kind of top down. There's not artists that get discovered and then funded, and they spend 5 years in the studio crafting and honing their craft to bring out these incredible records. Now it's really on, the onus is on the artists themselves to build themselves into a business, to become entrepreneurs and to become masters of their own destiny, which is a double-edged sword, right? While it gives you that full creative freedom, it also requires a level of monetary investment that most artists aren't able to come up with. Or if you choose to do it on your own, that learning curve can be so steep because of the fact that there's a lot to learn, right? From songwriting to the playing and performing of an instrument or your vocals, to the production of now a record into that. And now with AI coming out and a program like Suno that is absolutely changing the game for everyone, and the fact that it is topping the Billboard charts right now as well, that doesn't bode well for any of us trying to make a living producing our own records and getting them out there as a product in and of itself. Now, I don't think the live performance side of music and bringing that out on the road is ever going away, at least not anytime soon. And with a social media platform like TikTok, where you can sit at home and perform and make tips, right? The gifts are tips, and you can perform from the comfort of your own home and build a fan base that way. The investment of time is incredible. And no longer are musicians put onto a pedestal. And me and AJ kind of had a long conversation about this. And I kind of credit it to, you know, maybe the Osbournes, right? To give us a glimpse behind the scene of the life of a rock star. And granted, Ozzy was fairly well done partying and performing when they started the reality show, but it let everyone know that no, rock stars are real people, right? We are just like you. We are very pedestrian in most of our lives and very much normal people. That now you have shows like The Voice or the, you know, American Idol. People want to be part of a artist's story in that way. They want to be the one that says, I discovered them before anyone and I helped them get from here to that rock star, you know, status, right? And whether, you know, people can maintain that, you know, longevity is to be seen. But I think there's a really cool dichotomy now between the artist and the fans, and what we have with social media and the world just being what it is, that AI is going to destroy the music industry, right? It's going to destroy what was left of that dying animal anyway. It will be the finishing blow to that. But it's also going to drive more and more people away from that industry and into independent artists. At least that's where I think it's going. And I think that the success of shows like The Voice only spell that out further.
I totally agree. Yeah, we're going to have to come up with the creative ways to keep going with just us, because AI can write a song like in, less than 5 seconds. It takes me when I'm really on a roll, like maybe 15, 20 minutes. That's if I'm really on a roll. And some songs I've been working on like for a couple years. I don't know how to compete with that as a writer, but I love writing, so I'm going to continue writing, and I want to keep working with actual people. But yes, this is changing a lot. I don't know. I don't have any answers, and I'm always talking to people like yourself and other people trying to figure out ways to stay on top and be competitive with AI and stuff. Now I use it, but I don't want to be like totally dependent. I just use it as a tool, but I still like writing, and I still like people singing my songs. I like having a demo to where I can say, "Here, would you sing this song for me?" But yeah, I don't
And
know.
I think it's great as a tool. I mean, I use a ton of AI in my editing processes and in writing descriptions and things like that, using it for things that it's very good at. It is very well trained in those. And I think while you can type in a prompt and to say, write me a country music song about drinking beer and a beautiful woman and a pickup truck, and it could probably spit you out something that, well, you've probably been hearing it on national
Right.
radio already. They're just not saying it. Oh, well, and even now that it's topping the Billboard charts, they are saying it. It's also that for me, songwriting is very personal. It's
Right.
my feeling. It's my words describing how I felt to
Mhm.
bring that out. So, but I also don't, one, know all the musicians, two, have the money to afford studio musicians to go and to flesh out all of these ideas on the music side. I'm not necessarily interested in using AI to help me write a song, but in helping me to perform that at least in a demo version that I could bring to real musicians and say, this is the song, this is what it should sound like, and running it. I think that with Suno now, it's absolutely incredible what I've heard from this program.
I was doing like maybe 2 or 3 songs a year. That's about all I could afford, and I've had like so many songs just sitting on the shelf, so to speak. And now with AI, I can bring them to life pretty quick and say, "Here's the demo," like in half the time and half the money. Well, almost no money now, but I can get it out there to people a whole lot better. And all these songs I had, hundreds of things I've written aren't just sitting on the shelf, just disappearing. I can say, here's my stuff, and create a catalog for people if they want to do all these songs that would have been just stuck in my phone if it wasn't for AI.
Well, and that was, a big impetus for me to get out and to, spend the money to get what I had recorded this year. And you guys all heard one of
Mhm.
my new songs off the top of the show, Everlasting. That song has just been in my head for 2, 3 years. Some of these songs have been in my head for decades, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Some have been kicking around and just been in my head for a very long time. So it's really awesome. I am very appreciative of the fact that I can write music and bring these to fruition now in a way. Does it ever replace being able to perform those songs live with a group of musicians? It will never replace that feeling.
No.
Especially to then have a crowd reacting to that as well. It's not going to replace that, but it's going to shorten the amount of time and shorten the barrier of the demo process, which, I feel for musicians out there who were making or finding a substantial income from helping people to produce that music as a session or studio musician.
Right.
I don't know that world. I don't know how much of it was, prevalent in Nashville in the last decade. I know as you go back in time, it was more and more and more so. But I don't know that there was a lot of these people left because so many of the studios are closing down and folding up as well. So what is there really? What is being taken away and from whom seems like a pretty small pool at this point.
Right. Yeah, because this is like years ago when I'd go to Nashville, and it's been probably at least 4 years, I guess, since I've been in Nashville.
And I think even then it was, kind of fading away at that point. So it's not surprising that it has gone and has come to this point now. They developed the AI. They spent a lot of money, and unfortunately for them, I think that the music industry and the people who were pumping the money into this thought that everyone was going to want to have that feeling.
Right.
And I think they're kind of being smacked around right now with the fact that, yeah, most people don't give a shit. Most people would rather leave it to ones who are inspired and to do those things. I appreciate it because I have friends that don't have any musical ability, but they've always written lyrics. They've always written words, and now they can, and it takes a little bit of massaging to get this AI to spit it out exactly how you want it to. Like, it's not that it just push of a button and it's done for you. Jesse, can you talk about the process of working with a program like Suno or, whatever you're using to maybe help with the writing?
Actually, I'll take my lyrics, and then before I send them to Suno, I'll use Chat GTP. Or I used to. Now I kind of know how to get the prompts to work in Suno. But when I was first learning it, I would ask Chat, how do I get it to do this style of genre or whatever? And it would just give me everything that I need to tell Suno what to do. So I'm actually using two AIs to get one thing out of it.
And there's a certain level of time invested in this as well. It doesn't just come right out perfect, correct?
No, I'll run. I got the premium package with Suno, and it's not cheap, but it's cheaper than going to Nashville. And I can run as much as I want till I get it like I want. But yeah, you have to learn the software, and it's also learning from me too. I'm sure, like how I write songs and stuff, and how I write lyrics. But now I know what to tell it to get it to do like what I want. But yeah, you have to keep playing with it, and I don't just push it and then bam, here's the perfect song for me. But I know what's in my head, and I have to kind of get it, keep encouraging it to more or less to get what I want out of it. But yeah, it doesn't just like 2 or 3 tries. A lot of times, sometimes I'll do like 10 or 20 different versions till I get it like I want.
No, and I think that's so important for people to remember as, as artists or as people who are, creating with AI, that it's not a perfect process. It takes time. It still takes a very long time sometimes to use. There's still a learning curve to that as well. And it's not going away.
No,
It's not going away. It's only going to continue to be more prevalent. And, I know this is a very polarizing topic for a lot of people. And if you're listening and you have an opinion, we'd love to hear your opinion. You can throw it in the comments and make sure that you're subscribing to the channel for more great conversations like this. We talk a lot of AI on the show now because it's obviously become part of the public diaspora in every way. So, Jesse, I think the time's come to maybe get into some music. I would love to take this chance to share a little bit of your music with the world here. Maybe some things that you have used AI on, and maybe some stuff that are older songs that you didn't. Where would you like to start? You send me the songs. I kind of like to allow this as we move into the second segment of the show here and move into Love Noise. Go ahead and tell me which song we're going to play first, and I'll get it dialed up.
Let's do the song with the orphanage first. I actually recorded that with real people in Nashville, and there's a real version out there. And then I did to do a demo. I used AI for the demo to send it to the orphanage, and then now it's all them singing the song. So there's no AI with them singing the song, but that's what I intended it to be, AI as a demo, and they did a great job on it.
Awesome. So this is There Was a Time.
Yes, And that's the one me and Shane started writing when he was like, I don't know, like in middle school, I guess, or elementary.
And shout out the name of the orphanage. I don't want to mess it up myself.
Hope. It's Hope Music. I know, Hope Music Foundation. I was like, I hope I don't screw it up myself.
So that is what HMF stands for here, the Hope Music Foundation kids, a great group of people with an amazing leader down there in Africa, in Uganda. They are good friends with our friend AJ Waller, the head of PR, Phoenix Rise PR and management and music mentorship. He's also a member of the Scene Projects Academy and really the brain behind the entire idea. So really happy to share this one, a very full circle moment for all of us here. And this is There Was a Time.
time.
Awesome stuff. So that was one you said that you did with Shane, and we can see this is actually a picture of the kids in Uganda, the Hope Music Foundation. That is Lucky's administration, right?
Fred, what's his last name?
Right.
I have a hard time pronouncing it, but anyway.
Yeah, okay. Amazing stuff, man. And that was such a huge reason behind why I wanted to work with Adrian and get to know these people, is the work that he's doing and we're all doing now with these less fortunate, human beings all over the world, and serving to do more as Christians and as, just humans in general, to be better and to share joy with people. And what better way to do that than with music? So how incredible that a song that you and your son wrote, to be sung by kids on the other side of the world,
Yeah,
and to be recorded is pretty incredible experience, I'm sure.
yeah, they have a really hard life, and whenever I see people here in the States complain about how hard they have no idea. And
We don't know what hard is, do we?
No, we do not. We do not. But yeah, I've been trying to help them out and work with them as much as I can, and try to get their name out there, and they always need stuff. Anything.
With my cat getting on the microphone now.
Center of attention.
She really liked that song. She really enjoyed it, or she really likes attention.
I was
one of the two.
Really impressed with the great job they did on it. That's all them. that's no AI. That's all them.
Yeah, and incredible that, in a many ways a fourth or fifth world country that they're living in, to still be able to produce that. You can still hear the joy in these children's voices, even though they're coming from circumstances that are much less favorable than the ones that we exist in every day. And it's incredible, and it's definitely a humbling experience in every way, isn't it, Jesse?
It is, and I wish I could do more for them, but yeah, we're just blessed. That's all I could say.
Oh, for sure. I feel it. And it takes these moments to be humbled, and to be humbled before God and before other human beings that still find joy in the darkest of times. And there was a great time of year. And speaking of helping those less fortunate, I'd like to bring up and take a moment to talk about our big Christmas party coming up. Jesse, you've sent in a couple of songs for this one already as well, and we're going to get to some of those shortly. But we're throwing a big online Christmas party with the Scene Projects and Phoenix Rise Music Mentorship together. Our friend AJ Waller is going to be co-hosting with me. We're going to be raising money for the Make-A-Wish Foundation UK chapter, and it will be taking place on December 21st. There's going to be music, special guests, artists. If you have a Christmas song and you would like to have that shared on the show, you can send those in to me at my email address, bubbastarts@thesceneprojects.com. We are looking for some holiday music to share with our people. We'd love it if you wanted to come in and share some words of hope and encouragement with all of us on that day. We would love that. So that's going to be taking place Sunday, the 21st of December. That'll be at 3 p.m. Central Time, locally here in the U.S. I do believe that is 9 o'clock in the United Kingdom. Adrian has already committed to staying up all night doing the show, and it's going to be a really wonderful time, Jesse. And I'm so thrilled that you decided to share some of your music with us for that show, and with us here tonight as well. So I'd love to get to one of the songs that you had sent to us. I have the banner typed up for Mary Named Her Son Jesus already. Do you mind if we go to that one next?
Sure, that's fine.
Fantastic. Tell me a little bit about this song and a little bit of inspiration. And, you know, obviously I think the tone of the song we can kind of feel out, but go ahead and share some more about the song.
Now this song, I just wanted to do a song about Jesus, of course, and it's Christmas. And this one I just wrote like in, I don't know, maybe 20, 30 minutes. A lot of songs I've had like sitting for a while, but this one is new and just off the top of my head. And I hope y'all like it.
All right. And this is Mary Named Her Son Jesus by Jesse McAllister.
On that day, the little birds of Bethlehem began to sing, filling up the morning air with heaven on their wings. In their own sweet language, they were whispering the news. Something truly amazing was breaking through. A young mother held a baby in that quiet, holy place. A miracle wrapped in love, a savior full of grace. The angels bowed in wonder, the stars began to shine, for the hope of all the ages had finally arrived. And they sang, Jesus, Jesus, the promised one, the child of light, born to save us, save us. On that blessed holy night, all creation stood in wonder at the gift God sent to us. And Mary named her little boy Jesus. She rocked him gently in the stable as the shepherds gathered near, while heaven's choir echoed softly, peace on earth is here. And the world has never been the same since that sacred birth. For love itself stepped down to walk upon this earth. And they sang, Jesus, Jesus, the promised one, the child of light, born to save us, save us. On that blessed holy night, all creation stood in wonder at the gift God sent to us. And Mary named her little boy Jesus.
What a beautiful song, Jesse.
Thanks. That is the AI demo. I do need a singer, and I'm also figured out how to separate the stems. So if you know of anybody who wants to actually sing it, can send them the music and lyrics, and then put their voice to it.
Yeah, incredible. It's absolutely incredible what the artificial intelligence is able to create now.
I know.
Absolutely blown away. I mean, was that in your head? Was that what it sounded like as you were writing it?
Yes. Now, it probably took longer to get the AI to do what I wanted it to do than it did to actually write the song. But yes, that's what I wanted, and I just had to keep playing with it till it come out like I wanted.
Yeah, I'm blown away. I've been absolutely floored by what these programs are able to do in a relatively short amount of time, right? As far as, you know, you'd have to compose it and learn an instrument and to do all the things to be able to deliver this song. And now, Jesse, do you play an instrument?
I don't. My son does. Like I said, he can come up with a melody just off the top of his head with piano and stuff. I just more or less write. I know what's in my head, and now with my son, he already knows what I'm thinking. So it's easier to communicate with him what I want as far as the music goes. But
Yeah, it's because I don't know if I'm a songwriter without having a guitar.
right,
Right. I guess I've written songs that are on there, but because I have a musical background, I played drums in fifth grade. I've always been a singer and had melodies, but I don't know if I don't have a guitar, if I become and not to say that I'm like the most prolific songwriter ever, but I
yeah,
don't know if I have the catalog that I do without the guitar because it's kind of gone both ways for me. I don't necessarily I'm always writing as so far as sometimes I find something on the guitar that's like, "Ooh, I liked that." And
yeah.
now I'm kind of writing to that piece, where you don't necessarily have that. Now, possibly you have a melody in your head, maybe not. Maybe is it just words, or do you hear the melodies in your head as well, or is that all shape?
I actually, I hear the song in my head as I'm writing it. I know how I want it to sound, and I know the music I want to put with it. And I've been, listening to music all my life. I've probably listened to a million songs at least. But I know what's in my head is just trying to get it out there in song form for artists and other people and
And see,
musicians.
that's why I love what we have available to us now with the technology is that you can take because what is that? Right? What is that if it's not God? If it's
Right.
not right, because I've known that. The songs have hit me and they flow out. And I like you,
Yeah.
Jesse. Yes, I have fragments of songs that have been sitting around for a long time, but most of the songs that I've written have been a here it is, right? I've just been a conduit for that song and something that has struck me, whether it be, a breakup with a girlfriend a long time ago or, Everlasting, the song we heard off the top.
Right.
I had found out that my granny was, her cancer was back and it wasn't going to be long. And I'm dealing with you think you have forever with your family, and then in the blink of an eye, they're taken from you and struggling with that. And that's where everlasting and the lines, time's everlasting but time never lasts is just the little play on words there. But I mean, even that song was, I mean, maybe 15-20 minutes, like you said. It's just like it's fully fledged out and I have the guitar, and while it's not a full studio version like you heard today,
Right.
I had most of the song out. Here it is. And then I just went and taught it to a few friends of mine and said, "Hey, this is what it sounds like." And they're adding their pieces to
Mhm.
that. Now, the layers of the songs, vocal wise and things like that, that was a little more production. And I put more time into producing this latest record, my EP, than I have anything else in my life. So,
Right. Now I have worked with the other artists and stuff, and I'll send them songs. I know what they're capable of and what their style is, and how what they can bring to the table. And I'll pick a song just for them. And that's another part of the songwriting. You got to know who's going to be doing the song and who you're doing it for. That helps a lot too. There's just so much into songwriting, as you probably know.
well, honestly, Jesse, I don't know because of my relationship with songwriting is so just like I have a feeling I have to get that out. I may be better at that
Mhm.
articulating that than some people are. I know how to rhyme and what I know very clearly what I want to say. So it becomes very easy once I start to map that out on paper
Right.
because that's how I write songs. I'm still very old school in that way. It's just a matter of like figuring out how the melody goes in my head, how that goes into the guitar. And I say there's something very special about the six strings of a guitar and the
Mhm.
human voice and the way that they mesh together
Oh,
that,
definitely.
like I said, I don't know if I have songwriting without the guitar or vice
Mhm.
versa, right? They're so intricately tied in my life that I don't know if I have one or the other. It may be the reason that I'm so intrigued and interested in doing what we are with the Academy, and to
Right.
have more conversations about songwriting, because of just a pure interest on my end of like how other people do it. A good friend of mine, Brad Morgan, a member of the Midwest Country Music Organization. I mean, really the reason that I joined that organization in the first place. I should probably cut him off a piece of the Content Creator of the Year award because he's been a guest a couple of times on my show as well. But he lives in Nashville and he's in the writers' rooms all the time, and he's really engaging in that creative process, not as a stroke of inspiration always, but as a, we are going to sit down and write a song today. And I've never had that. I've never put myself in that situation. So I'm very intrigued by it.
I like to tell stories, and I often tell people, "Give me your story, and I'll give you a song." Like you said, what's in your head? What are you feeling? What are you going through? And then once people tell me that, I can put it into words, and then the rest is just song structure. But I need what somebody's feeling or thinking. That's what I work from. Now, some people, they'll just start coming up with a melody and then add the words to it. I couldn't do that because I'm just not wired that way. But I like to tell the stories, and like you said, what's in your heart and soul? What are you trying to say? That's more what I write about.
So for you, it all starts with that feeling, that inspiration, but you can take someone else's inspiration and feelings and be able to craft something out of that. I find that to be extremely valuable and extremely interesting to me, because songwriting for me has always just been a personal thing. I can tell you how I feel, but I can't necessarily tell you how you feel and to deliver that. So I think that's really awesome that you're able to do that for other people.
Mm-hmm. I enjoy it, and like I said, I need a story. But if I have a story, I can write all day long. And I'm always interested in other people's stories. And I write one song, Sarah's song, for this lady at work, and I didn't realize. I told her that, just joking around, and she told me her story, and I was floored. I'll send it to you later, but I was like, man, this woman's been through a lot. She went through drugs, and a lot of bad stuff happened into her life, and then she found Jesus, and actually, I thought her husband was the bad guy to start off with, but he found Jesus first and quit all the drugs, and then got her straightened out. And I was like, that's you don't know somebody's story till they tell you, and I like writing about that and helping them. And she was real thankful that I got her story out there, and she has her own missionary group and stuff, and helps other women that's been through a lot of bad stuff. I was happy to do that for her.
Yeah, I've been very unfortunate in my life to not need anyone else's bad stuff to write about. I got plenty of my own, Jesse.
Yeah, don't we all?
That's so cool, and how gratifying it must be both for you and these others to do that. Let's keep the show moving, Jesse. We got one more song of yours, and then before I let you go, I'd like to play you another song of mine, and just to get your take on it and to tell me what you think. But we have your last song here is A Veteran's Gift. Now, was this the one that you won the award for?
No, the one I won an award for was Hero's Dream. This song I just come up with for like Christmas, and Debbie and Dory are actually working on recording that. But this is the demo version of it.
Awesome. Well, shout out to Debbie Kelly and our friend Dory as well for other members of the Academy, and are becoming better and better friends as we move along. I'm so very grateful for all of these incredible human beings that I'm being introduced to on a daily basis, it feels like. And Jesse, let me tell you, if you need more stories to pull inspiration from, I suggest that you take a listen to the 400 episodes of the Scene Projects and some of these other artists' lives and what they have to share, and plenty of people for you to reach out to as far as artists to collaborate with, and I think I've given you probably plenty of work for the rest of your natural born life to keep moving through. So this is A Veteran's Gift by Jesse McAllister.
He gave his time, he gave his youth, while the world sang peace on earth. Missed a few Christmas mornings too, but he knew what freedom's worth.
Snow was falling in some foreign land. He prayed for home with a nervous hand,
Thinking of lights on a tree back home, and the love he left to keep us strong. The gifts a veteran gives don't fit beneath the tree. They're found in every flag that waves and every soul set free. It's courage, it's faith, it's the tears they hide within. The gifts a veteran gives, so the world can live again. She wrote her letters by flashlight, dreaming of a silent night.
traded ribbons and tinseled cheer for a call of duty loud and clear.
Now she's home, but the war still plays in her heart on the holidays.
But she still stands proud and tall for the brothers and sisters who gave it all.
The gifts a veteran gives don't fit beneath the tree. They're found in every flag that waves and every soul set free. It's courage, it's love, it's the peace they fight to win. The gifts a veteran gives, so the world can live again. So when the bells ring Christmas morn and the children laugh where peace was born, say a prayer for those who serve. They gave us more than we deserve.
The gifts a veteran gives, you can't buy them in a store.
Their freedom, hope, and love, and so much more. From the heart of a soldier to the world they defend, the gifts a veteran gives never truly end. Merry Christmas to the ones who stood the watch, so the rest of us could dream in peace.
Absolutely beautiful song, Jesse.
Thanks. As a veteran, this one was easy to write. I just wrote, what I was feeling or thinking. And I actually wrote letters with a flashlight. So that was easy for me to write.
Right. And I'm sure a great many veterans have. And a thank you for your service, Jesse. Obviously, everyone can see my banner behind me here.
Mhm.
I am very closely tied to Operation Combating Veteran Suicide, a nonprofit based here in South Dakota. The founder, Mrs. South Dakota International 2025, Charlotte Rupp, has become a very good friend of mine. Her husband, Casey, is a 100% disabled veteran, Iraq war vet, and it's you know, both of my grandfathers, veterans, several of my uncles. My father didn't serve, but a great many of the great men in my life did, and women as well. So I'm very grateful to have an opportunity with what I do now to give back to that community, and to find my way to serve those that have served our country is really one of my life's greatest joys, not just this year, but moving forward and hoping to do so much more. And man, if you're looking to find, so that was a demo version, you said?
Yes, and Debbie and Dory is working on it, doing another version, an actual version of it.
Incredible. Yeah, that's great. So how do you find the artists to cut these? Are you reaching out into, you know, musicians and artist worlds to find you know, homes for these? And what does that look like as you're doing it? Are you guys, you know, chopping up writer splits, and there's not really any money to be made
No,
at
not
this
really.
time anymore? So like, does any of that even matter? Like, I'm sure the paperwork still gets filed, but
Not really. I mean, it does, and especially like with Debbie and Dory. I'm not really worried about it. You know, it's mainly the message getting out there. That's what is important to me, and helping other people. That's what's important. If I never make a penny off anything, that's fine, as long as it helps other people mentally and, you know, helps them. And I appreciate what you're doing with the veterans. That's what when got my interest in just talking to you when we were talking about doing just a podcast on just veterans and stuff. That really got my attention, and then, you know, I'm happy to be your friend now as we got to talk more and more.
well, that feeling is mutual, Jesse, and I'm so glad that you got to spend some time here with me today and to share your story, to share your songs, and to share your experience with songwriting. I think it's I think yours is intriguing. Just giving everything. I don't know a lot of people who are just primarily songwriters. Most of the people in our world are the performers. They may be songwriters, you know, as well. A lot of us up here in the Midwest are obviously, you know, if we're making a living doing this, we're doing it playing a lot of other people's music, and doing that while still writing some songs ourselves. But I think there's man, I heard some good friends of mine voices when I'm listening to this. So I think I'd love to pitch this demo to a couple other people. And if you got more songs that are demos waiting to be sung, I got a whole country music organization that would love to do it.
I have plenty. I did 100 just with just the AI, and I probably got another 100 that I've done besides that.
Incredible. The stories just pour out of you, huh?
They do. And they'll hit me, or somebody will say something, and I'll get a thought, and then I'll just stop what I'm doing. I got to write it down. And I did a song about alcoholism, actually, when we were going to Nashville with the boys to do a song, and we were talking about Keith Whitley, and my boys have been really spiritual ever since they were young, and they come on the radio, and I said, "Listen to him, boys. He was great." And Shane said, "Did he die on the cross?" I mean, Connor said, "Did he die on the cross?" And I thought about it. I said, "No, I think he died on the bottle." I had to pull the truck over and write that down before I forgot it.
Yeah, well, and kudos to you for doing that, because I think that's why I just live my life on tape now. I'm sure I've said, like I said, Jesse, go back, start listening to the past episodes of the Scene Projects. I think you're going to find not just collaborators, but plenty of material for your songs inside of that. I would love to take a chance before I let you go today to play you one of my songs that I had written. I'm very, very proud of. I was able to produce this with my friend Tom Freer out at Cottonwood Recording in Rapid City, South Dakota. Our good friend Diami Giroux played bass on this, and my favorite guitar player of all time, Johnny Hastings, another local Rapid City, South Dakota player, played guitar on this one. This song is called Drifter, and it's a little bit of my backstory. The names have not been changed, and the story is 100% true. So I hope you enjoy it. This one's called Drifter by my band Starts and Ends.
I was a drifter, all alone away from home, searching for an answer in my soul. Once I thought the wandering life was all I'd ever know, till I run out of places I could go. Now I'm too old to go walking down this long and winding road, too young to just wait around to die. Gonna go on living like my heart is still on fire, just a little differently this time. Watch my children grow in every year. Family man I am, I've left my drifting days behind. For all my life, my wedded wife I'm holding dear. Now I'm too old to go walking down this long and winding road, too young to just wait around to die. Gonna go on living like my heart is still on fire, just a little differently this time. Now I'm too old to go walking down this long and winding road, too young to just wait around to die. I'm gonna go on living like my heart is still on fire, just a little differently this time. Live a little wiser down the line.
Great
Oh,
song. Great song.
thank you. Thank you.
I feel the same way a lot of times. Yeah, I love songs with a story behind them.
No, I actually I wrote that one while I was doing a little bit of time in the prison that I live about 10 miles from now. But
Mhm.
I never thought I'd be back here, to be perfectly honest. I'm glad I'm not inside the fence anymore, though.
Well, I can imagine. Yeah. I don't know why.
Oh, Jesse, what a great time this was, man. I really
I,
appreciate you hanging out with me, sharing your songs, listening to a couple of mine. And
I'm
yeah,
definitely
I
gonna,
mean, we get to see each other a lot. So this
oh
is
yeah.
hardly goodbye for very long. But
Yeah.
yeah, anything that you care to add before I let you go today, where people can find you if they want to collaborate with you on some songs, or to, dig into your catalog to see if there's something that they would want to record. How do we do that?
I'm still working on that. I'm working on a web page too. I need some advice on the best way to set up a web page. And for
Stick
now,
around. We'll talk after the show,
yeah.
Jesse. I got you.
And for now, just go through you since they're watching the show. And yeah, you can get them, send them my direction. And I'm definitely looking forward to hearing more of your songs and stuff. That last one was really great. You did great.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm really proud of it. These songs have been trapped in my head for a long time, and I've played them live, and they get to be brought out in that. But I don't play live as much as I used to. And a lot of these songs have just gotten buried. I've probably forgotten more songs than I've recorded at this point, right?
Yeah.
Because the notebooks have been lost or whatever, and I've never been maybe I've never held some of these as precious as I should have. The ones that are important to me, I've kept important to me. And some of them that were just kind of a fleeting thought, I've lost over the years. But it was really important to get these 5 songs that I had, taken in to get them here. So I think if you'd like to, I'll throw up the credits, if you will, and kind
Sure.
of lay one more out here. We don't have to come back afterwards. We've said our goodbyes now, but
Okay.
I'll let you roll out with one more song. Let's see what I got loaded. Okay, so the one I'd like to play for you now is Run I wrote for my wife Danielle. So
Mhm.
this song is called True Meaning. This was one that I wrote, one of my most recent songs. And we had been at the bar hanging out all night, waking up in the morning, and I said some stuff that I shouldn't. It's all in the story here. I'll just play it for you. Jesse, thank you so much for joining me tonight, man. It's been an absolute joy, and I look forward to spending a lot more time with you in the future as well. We're going to leave you all with a song. Remember to like, subscribe, engage with us. Keep showing up Wednesday nights at 7:00. We do this where we'll have different experts in the songwriting or music industry that will be sharing their knowledge and answering your questions out of the chat. We have a weekly or a daily live show I'm doing with AJ Waller now. A ton of content. Please go subscribe to the Scene Project's YouTube channel. The links are in the comments there. We're going to leave you with a song by my band Starts and Ends. This one's called True Meaning, dedicated to my beautiful wife, Danielle, who puts up with way more than any one woman should have to. But God bless her. She loves me, and I love that woman too. So, Jesse, thank you so much for everything tonight, brother, and thank you for being part of the scene.
Thank you for having me. I enjoyed it.
Watch you in the morning as you're getting up for work. After we closed down the bar and I was acting like a jerk. I said some stupid things I wish I never would have said. I never let you get out all the thoughts trapped in your head. Spending all day miserable with feelings bottled up. And then we both get so emotional when we try to talk it out. Blowing up our phones with all this texting back and forth. Wishing I could find the words to show you what you're really worth. You are my world. You're my anchor in the ocean, the only one I'm mother of my children, my end and my beginning, true meaning of my life. I couldn't live my life without you, no, I wouldn't even try to turn your whole world upside down over just my foolish pride. I'm jealous of the air you breathe because you need it more, and no flesh will ever tempt me, it's only you that I adore. You are my world. You're my anchor in the ocean, the only one I'm holding through the night. You are my world. You're the mother of my children, my end and my beginning, true meaning of my life. You are my world. My anchor in the ocean, the only one I'm holding through the night. You are my world. You're the mother of my children, my end and my beginning, true meaning of my life. True meaning of my life. True meaning of my life. Wishing I could find the words to show you what you're really worth. You are my world.